When I am creating templates to use for feedback in the classroom, I like to create those templates in Google Slides, and then I import the template into my activities on Seesaw so that I can give feedback to students once they complete the task. So here you can see a few of my templates that I've created. This one is a 4-point rubric that's got space for 3 skills. A slightly simplified rubric that's only got 2 skills. I also use a 2 stars and a wish. And another rubric template that I'm beginning to use is the 1-point rubric, which has the success criteria in the middle. And then on the left, you can give the areas for improvement, and on the right, areas of strength. So this type of rubric allows for more personalised feedback. Here you can see as an example of a rubric I've completed. So if I tap here, you can see that this is where I actually edit my text. I then simply, once I'm happy with the rubric, I take a screenshot and add it as an additional page in my Seesaw activities. Now that I'm happy with my rubric, I'm ready to import it into Seesaw. I can do that in 2 ways. I could simply just take a screenshot or download the image from Google Slides. So I could go File and download as a PNG, which will do the current slide only. I prefer to take screenshots because the resolution is higher. Another way that you could do it is you could use the Seesaw Chrome extension, and it will actually take a screenshot for you and import it directly into your Seesaw activity as long as you've got it open. I prefer this way because it then doesn't save lots of screenshots on your computer desktop. So to use the Seesaw extension, you've first got to make sure that the activity that you want to add this screenshot to is open. So if I swap to my Seesaw tab now, you can see I've already got the activity open. I've added the instructions for the students. I also add a final instruction for students just to let them know that the final page is for your teacher to mark, because my students are just getting used to rubrics at the moment. I would go to the student template example and I would click on that to edit it, and then I'm going to add a new page. So now I've got that page open where I want the Seesaw rubric to go. So if I go back to my rubric now and click on the Seesaw Chrome extension, I want to capture a selected area, so I'm not capturing all the extra bits of Google Slides there. And then if I just select what I want, make it nice and centered, and then you'll see it goes directly into that Seesaw tab. You can see that's a little bit big for my liking, so now I can just resize that as needed. You will notice that you can't crop images once they're added to Seesaw, so do make sure that you take out any extra bits that you don't want in the shot before you import to Seesaw. And then what I also like to do is I like to go to 3 magic dots and lock all, so that locks the size and also locks it so that the students can't delete the image easily. So now I've got a slide for students to upload their work, and I've got a slide for myself to complete their rubric after they've finished the task. And then I can hit the tick and then just save the activity. And that activity is now saved to my library to use whenever I need to use. So once students have uploaded their work to Seesaw, I use the edit function to add my feedback on the rubric before I approve the work. So to do that, I go to the 3 magic dots and I go edit post. And then at this point, I can obviously look at their work. In this case, they have actually uploaded a photo, so I could even, if I wanted to, I could add some feedback on here. So I can underline that word that's misspelt and give some written feedback. Obviously, how the student has uploaded this task, it's easy for me to do that without writing over the top of their work and obstructing their work being seen by the parents. So in this situation, that's completely okay. Some tasks I might not do that. On the second slide, you will see there's the rubric. So here I've got the success criteria in the middle, so I'm using the single point rubric. I can choose to write my feedback just with the pencil, like so. I'm using an Apple Pencil here, which makes it really easy for me to write on the iPad. You might prefer to type, so if you wanted to type, you would just add the T button. I don't really like how there's a box around this text, so what I can do is I can just type, and once I've moved it where I want it to be, I can actually edit it and change the style so that it doesn't have a box and just the text is there. After giving the feedback, I can also add voice, so I can record myself reading the feedback or explaining the feedback. I could even, if I wanted to here, I could add a video of myself by clicking the camera item and video, and I could actually upload a video of myself giving the feedback. Something I like to do when I'm marking these rubrics is I actually upload a photo of a Bitmoji. So if I go into my recents here, you'll see I've got a whole heap of Bitmojis saved. So for example, I might use that one. And then I resize it so it's not going over the top of the rubric. But then what you can do is tap the three magic dots and add voice and add your feedback there. So as well as providing written feedback, students can hear your voice and hear you explaining the feedback as well, can be quite valuable. Because my students are just getting used to me doing this, I often, once I've added the voice feedback to my Bitmoji, I often write just next to it something like listen for feedback. Obviously I'd write it a lot neater, but just for demonstration purposes, so that students and parents know that they can actually hear the voice as well. So that's how I give feedback on Seesaw, and when I'm done, I just simply tick the tick box to upload the work, and then I can approve the work and it goes live to the parents.